In Nazareth, a small town in Galilee, there lived a girl named Mary. One day as Mary was doing her daily tasks, she noticed a stranger watching her. "I am Gabriel," the stranger told her. "Peace be with you, Mary. The Lord has sent me with a message for you." Mary stared at the angel messenger. What could she have to tell her? Gabriel could see that Mary was frightened. "Do not be afraid, Mary. I have some news for you. You will have a baby, God's own son, and you will name him Jesus." "How can this be?" asked Mary. "God can do anything if you trust him," said the angel. Then Mary knew she did not need to ask any more questions. She just needed to trust in God. Mary said,
"Yes!"
To God the Father, when there was work to do, the work was to be the mother of Jesus and give him to me and you. An order was sent out across the Roman Empire by the Emperor Augustus. He wanted everybody to pay their taxes. Everyone had to return to the town where their family came from. Joseph's family came from a town called Bethlehem, and he and Mary had no choice but to return there. They set out on a long journey, with Mary sitting on the donkey. Little donkey, on the dusty road, got to keep on plodding onwards with this precious load. Been a long time, little donkey, through the winter's night. Don't give up now, little donkey, Bethlehem's in sight. Little donkey, have a lovely day. Little donkey carries Mary safely on her way. Mary's baby was due to be born at any moment, and she was exhausted. After travelling for many days and nights, they finally reached the little town of Bethlehem. The town was noisy and crowded with people. Mary and Joseph searched for somewhere to stay, but all the inns were full.
No room, full luck. No room, bad luck. Stop! I've got a stable for you.
The stable was full of animals and very smelly and dirty, but at least it was somewhere for Mary to rest. That night, Mary gave birth to her son. She wrapped him warmly in strips of cloth and laid him gently in the manger to sleep. hills above Bethlehem, some shepherds were looking after their flocks of sheep. Suddenly there was a dazzling light in the sky. The shepherds were terrified. They had to cover their eyes. Whatever could it be? Then an angel spoke to them.
Don't be afraid, I give you the new news.
The angels told them that God's promised king had been born in Bethlehem. Go and look for the baby, they said. You will find him asleep, lying in a manger. Shepherds knew they had to hurry to Bethlehem to see this new baby. They made their sheep safe and set off. The shepherds knew they had to hurry to Bethlehem to see this new baby. In Bethlehem, they found Mary and Joseph and the baby asleep in the manger, just as the angel had said. Far away to the east, some wise men who studied the skies had noticed a special star. They knew it was an important sign and decided to follow it to see where it led. They travelled many days and nights and eventually arrived in Jerusalem. When it stopped over one of the houses in Bethlehem, they knew they had found their baby king. Finally, the wise men arrived in Bethlehem. They knew they had found their baby king. They gave him presents of gold, frankincense, and myrrh.